State has, in my opinion, one of the coolest new traditions in the Block O jersey. I think this is season number 4, I believe, with the Block O. And so I wanted to start tonight's programming off by asking the panel who they think should win the Block O and who they think will win the Block O. And so that it might be the same, that person might be different. I want to get all of your opinion on that. And so, TG, we're going to start with you first, and then we'll go counterclockwise. So, Peter, you'll go second, then myself, and Chris, you're batting cleanup tonight. So, TG, who do you think's going to win the Block O, and is that different from who you would like to see win the Block O?
Who I think will win the Block O is Sonny Styles. I also think he's the one who should get the Block O.
And why is that?
The reason why is because of everything he's done. I mean, he's taken that big step forward as a leader. He was, whether people know it or not, I got a chance to check out his stats and watch the games. He was a very impactful player. If anything, I think he's the embodiment of everything we want in a captain and more, especially more so as a Block O. He does everything you want him to do. So that's why I think he should get it.
Okay. All right. Interesting. All right. Peter, you're up next, my man. What do you think?
Yeah, I think who should get it is the same answer. I think it's Sonny Styles. He has been an impact player since he was a freshman for the Buckeyes. Not a huge impact in his freshman season. He also made the transition from more of a defensive back role into where he's at now, which is kind of more of that middle of the field linebacker role. He was a big part of the championship winning defense last year. He's coming back this year. He's made a big impact, and he's also playing with his brother, I believe, as well. So I think Lorenzo, or maybe I'm not sure if they are related.
Yeah, they're brothers.
I believe so. Yeah, I thought so. So yeah, so that's a cool story as well. I think Lorenzo's going to get a chance to get even more opportunities this year. I think he's listed as kind of number one on the depth chart at one of those DB positions. So I think Sonny Styles is the one who should get it, and I'm going to say I think he will. But I think another player who could get it is potentially Caleb Downs. I know he came in as a transfer. You know, he's not a Buckeye, born and bred or anything like that. But I think just the impact that he's made, he's, in my opinion, the best defensive player in college football, arguably the best player in college football. And so I think Caleb Downs is certainly a candidate for that as well.
So yeah, I'm with you guys. I think usually it goes to a defensive guy. Not, that's kind of been the tendency here. I think Sonny Styles could have gone to the NFL. He easily could have left. He decided to come back for another season in his senior year. They usually give it to a senior. This will be his final season here at Ohio State. So if I'm a betting man, I'm going to agree with you, TG and Peter. I think Sonny Styles is probably going to get it. But I have a guy who maybe is different who should get it. I'm going to go with Carson Hinsman.
Ooh.
He had every reason to leave this program after that Cotton Bowl a couple years ago when he was benched. And he didn't start last year. And he was good enough to start. And he has stuck it out. He stayed the course. He's had a great attitude about it. Sounds like he's one of the leaders on the offensive line. That's another name I'd like to throw out there as someone. And who doesn't want to see the center lined up over the ball with a big 0 on his chest? That would just be one of the craziest looking things in football. So I'm going to throw Carson Hinsman's name in the running. Chris, what do you got?
Well, first of all, Eric, it wouldn't be unheard of to have an offensive guy win it. Actually, we're in the 6th year, and 3 offensive guys have won it, as opposed to only 2 defensive guys.
Oh, okay.
Have been awarded, because you had Xavier Johnson, Cameron Babb, and
that's right,
Mumford, who all had the Block O. The defensive guys were, of course, Jonathan Cooper and Cody Simon this past season.
Yep.
I think the honor wearing the Block O jersey should go to Sonny Styles. If you look among the options, Styles, I think, meets the traditional criteria. He's entering the 4th season with the program. He's expected to be a defensive leader. He's already demonstrated an uncommon maturity and tremendous work ethic. He came in early. That first year was not a big impact, but he did make some impact plays. He's been very versatile. He's done everything he could for that defense, going from, as Peter mentioned, we went from defensive back up to that linebacker position. Came in and got 100 tackles in his first full season as a linebacker.
True.
I mean, to me, I think that what he does, just the traits, the mentality, echoes the spirit of the legacy of Bill Willis. And while Caleb Downs, I think, is an excellent option, uh, I think other options would have been guys like Jeremiah Smith. Obviously, I think guys like maybe even Davison Igbinosun. There could have been an argument for him, not because he's such a superstar, but because of the maturity, the leadership, um, things like that. But I think that Sonny Styles should get it, and I think Sonny Styles will get it.
Okay. TG, my comment on Hensman kind of gave you a little bit of a reaction. What were you thinking with that?
I love it.
Okay.
I would love to see that. I mean, we did it with that here Mumford. I can
Yeah.
see Carson, given the fact that he absolutely stuck it out after the Cotton Bowl thing. He should have been a starter in my opinion at right guard of Tegra, but I think Tegra's redeemed himself during the playoff run, and I think what he was able to do with his versatility on the offensive line, that he can play right and left guard, and he's a very dominant one, and he's still a really good center. Now I think he's a better guard than he is center, but man, as a center, he played phenomenal, and he was a leader, and he did everything right. So I could absolutely see him getting the block out too.
Okay. Sonny Styles is an interest. It's an interesting. We all agree it's probably going to be Sonny here. So, is he the leader of this defense, or do you think we have a two-headed leadership here? I'll start with you, TG.
You said, do I think Sonny's the leader, or
do you think Sonny's the leader, or do you think it's Sonny and Caleb basically?
I could actually see it being both, but I think Sonny's the leader right now. I'm not trying to discredit Caleb. I think he's in it as well, but I think Sonny's the leader because of everything he's done thus far, and especially with everything I'm hearing about him coming out of the practices, how he's been leading the group, how he's been leading the defense. I think he's the leader right now.
Peter, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I would agree. I think he's the one who's going to take the mantle of that. I think also just the fact that he's been around the program for, all 4 years now and everything, he knows what it means to be in the Woody Hayes athletic center, and to be in that building year in and year out for that whole time. I think that doesn't mean that Caleb Downs can't come in and do that, but I think there is also a difference, and I'm not saying Caleb Downs doesn't have leadership, but there is a difference between being the best player and being a leader. And
I look at Caleb as maybe a quieter leader. I think that Sonny's going to be the vocal leader on this team. Don't get me wrong. I think that Caleb is the best defensive player in the country, hands down. But I think as far as the leadership goes, there's something special about Sonny Styles, specifically, I think, this year. I think the way he developed last year and just going forward, I think there's just something very special about him. I think you may see him channel his inner Lorenzo Styles Sr. when he gets out there on the field this year as the leader of that linebacking squad.
Is he too small? Though that's what I'm hearing from. I think people who are outside of the program look at him and they see that he's lean. He's athletic, but he's lean, as opposed to like his dad, who was just a brick house. Yeah, he was a brick house of a human being. But in today's football, I think you almost have to be a little bit more athletic at the linebacker position than you were back then.
Yeah.
You have to go back in coverage more, and
yeah.
Oh yeah, and for the people who say Sonny is smaller, I'm like, he's lean. That doesn't mean he's small. And like the dude, whether you know it or not, he's I believe 6'4", 6'5", and he's actually like 240 pounds, which is bigger than his weight is actually bigger than that of what is his name? Cody Simon, because Cody Simon was 6'6", 235. Sonny's 240. So like, What are y'all talking about? He's small. Like if you actually see that man in person, he's gigantically huge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He wears it. He just wears it different,
right?
Because he's lean, right?
Yeah, like he's. Hey, look, it's good to be lean because just because you lean don't mean you small, man. You can still have some muscle while being lean.
TG, you sound like you speak from experience there.
I kind of do. You could say.
I wasn't sure if she was poking at you and I, Chris, or what she was doing. I'm just kidding.
I wasn't. No, I was not poking at y'all. I was not poking.
All I'm gonna say is ask those 100 guys that he knocked down last year if he can handle it.
Right. Yeah. No kidding. Exactly. No joke, man. No joke. Absolutely. All right, chat. Let me know. Chat, we want to hear from you guys. Who do you all think's going to get that block O this season? Let us know what you think about that. Tony says muscle weighs more than fat. This is true.
That's true.
That is true. Although fat is much more seen than muscle. So I will say that as well. Day says Sonny Styles for him. Bobby Mack, he says, I think it should be Sonny. Let's see here. We've got, is it Luis Lee? 1014?
Yeah.
Styles is 0 for sure. Sean Schrock agrees. Sonny will get the block O. Dennis, good to see you, my man. He says it's going to be Sonny. The Rock 123, aka Tyler. Sonny is going to be the block O. Buck Vader, good to see him with us tonight. He says, Tony, what's up, brother? That's not about Sonny, my bad.
Go to Tony's one.
There you go. I believe Caleb should get it, but Sonny, I believe, will. Okay, so he's doing what we said. Here's the thing. I don't know that they're going to give it to somebody who transferred in. I think they're going to go with someone who's committed to the program to begin with, stuck out with the program from day one and stayed the course. So
I can see them giving it to Caleb, though. I can absolutely see it, though. Because even though he transferred in, he always wanted to be a Buckeye. It's just like, could you blame him for wanting to go learn under Nick Saban? I mean, and the second he came into the Buckeyes locker room, the dude was an instant, like he just fit in instantly. He was Buckeye through and through. You could just see.
He was this close to coming to Ohio State to begin with.
Yeah, he was that close, but he wanted to go learn under Nick Saban, which I cannot blame him.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't?
Exactly. Caleb is more of a Buckeye, I feel, than some.
Just like Will Howard. He said, which I can understand why he says that.
You feel he's more of a Buckeye?
Yeah, I don't know if I can follow that train of thought.
I think, put it this way. Did Kyle McCord feel like a Buckeye to you?
Oh, no.
Exactly.
Against Notre Dame and South Bend, he did.
That was the one game, bro. The one game.
But let's go back and watch that game, Eric. Come on. Let's go back. We went back and watched that game, and we realized how much he sucked. Just because he got the win didn't mean he
that last drive should have never happened. He should have thrown two.
Right, that should have never happened. And it's like, he did. It did. So it's like, hey, you got to give it credit. Like,
Jedi Buck says Sonny. Andre Greens agrees. He says Sonny. This is an interesting take. If it's a tie, the Ohio kid will get it.
Ooh.
I would agree.
I don't disagree with that.
I see it.
And I kind of feel like should.
Yeah. Buck Vader says it's going to be Sonny. So there we go, man. Discussion there.